Hey everyone, I wanted to give a 90-day update on these carpet seeds. They've mostly stabilized in growth. They reached this height about a week and a half after the last video, and they're not really growing much since then. One of them is trying to breach the surface. It's about 30 inches tall. The rest of these are 12 to 15 inches tall, really. The Polyspermia is still growing. It's a much slower growth plant than these other ones here. It is kind of a weird variant. If you have Polysperma already, the aquarium variant seems to be like dwarf Hygrophila, whereas this stuff is just dwarf Hygrophila. It doesn't get super big, but it's a lot larger than the Polysperma that I have in another tank that I ordered from somebody else. And that would make me think, hey, maybe this isn't Polysperma, except that I've looked up a lot of photos of wild Polysperma, and the wild Polysperma looks like this, and not the stuff that we grow in our tanks. So, a lot of our aquarium plants are just weird cultivars of the wild stuff, and they just don't look like what you're going to get if you order a packet of wild seeds, and you end up with garbage like this. I like this a lot. It's not so dense that it stops anything. The fish enjoy swimming through it. The angels enjoy hunting through it because my platies in here are constantly spawning in these plants, and it's constantly giving the angelfish some live food to go after for the fry. It works a lot better than dense Val. I've got Val in this tank up here, and you probably can't really see the thousands of babies that are in here. There's one on the right over there. There's thousands of babies in this Val because it's too dense for the angels to get down into and hunt, and the platies are just taking over this tank. I'm constantly getting rid of the babies, and I haven't seen a single new platy in this tank since I've planted it. All of the babies are either hidden exceptionally well, which is very unusual, or they're being eaten, and I think it's that they're being eaten because, you know, the moss that I've got growing down here is loose enough that they can get into it. This stuff is loose enough that they can get into it. It still provides all of the stress reduction benefits of having a heavily planted tank, while making sure that I'm not ending up in platy hell. If these things change radically, I will do another update, but there's a possibility that I'm going to end up killing them, so I thought I'd do an update now. I've got a bit of an algae problem going on here. I've been dimming the lights for a while, it's not helping, so I'm going to be doing some algicide treatment, and I don't know how sensitive these plants are to it, so I don't know what'll happen there. If they survive and do anything weird, or this one starts to flower or give seeds or anything like that, I'll do another update. Otherwise, this is probably going to be it on the coverage of these, unless this kind of weird funny crown one turns out to be a different species.